Well, hey everybody. I haven't filmed for a little bit, but I'm working on a little project here, and I'm making a bale spear for going to 3-point of the tractor, because how I've been getting bales off the field is extremely slow. So I'm also going to build a new spear for the front of the loaded tractor, but you'll see. But on this one, I drew it up so I can get all my measurements, but it looks like that. I'll be able to spear 2 bales on the back of the tractor. Then I'm gonna have a gooseneck hitch up in the center so I can pull my gooseneck trailers with the tractor. And should make it a lot more efficient, but I've been running all over trying to get parts for this. I got steel a couple days ago, and I ordered spears, so I'm gonna have 4 spears on it. So I ordered those, I'd say 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they finally came in yesterday, so I went and grabbed them. But you need like welded bushings. They look like this here. The spears go into there, but you weld this into the steel. So I'm gonna get started in building this. The steel I got was really a lot heavier than probably what I need, but I really didn't want it to break. And with being able to hitch the gooseneck trailer to it, I wanted it to be plenty heavy, so I don't have to worry about it breaking or bending. So I got 3x3 tubing and 3/8 wall, I think. But it's quarter-inch wall tubing. So we're gonna get started cutting that. I got a big piece of iron that I need to cut for my bottom that I'll have to dig out. I dug this saw out. That's what was covered with that blue tarp back there in any of my other videos. But we have not used that saw in quite a long time, so I had to clean up the blade. It's got a brand new blade on it, and I clean up the table that you set the steel on to cut, and I gotta probably put cutting fluid in it if I had to guess, but that's whatever. So I'm gonna get started running all this and start cutting pieces. I might time lapse it, we'll see, because that's kind of boring and takes a while. So we'll get going. Very light. Well, I had this 3x4 tubing sitting over there, about the same thickness. I'd say it's 15 foot long. But wow, that was a little too heavy. Probably should use a fork truck on that one. But I'm gonna cut it anyway, so it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Now we're gonna cut some 16-inch pieces for our vertical dinger-dingers. So we'll get this big 3x4 off, get some more 3x3 tubing on here, and cut some 16s.
This saw we haven't used in probably 3 or 4 years. It's a good Wilton saw. It's got it working good. Needs a little cleaned up, but it's a good saw.
Wiggle that piece, see if it's tight. Tighten it up more. Well, we got, it's the next day, but we got all of our pieces cut here. It's laid out. I know I didn't film a whole lot of it, but you know this is welded. We were just trying to visualize it. And this is 7 feet, 6 inches wide, and maybe like 19. I don't remember for sure what those are. But I have to get all my holes drilled for my 3-point attachment, and this will have a gooseneck ball on the top to attach one of the gooseneck trailers so we can pull it around the field with this. But I have to make brackets for the loader part so we can carry 2 bales of that. So that's what I'm gonna start cutting now. And my dad came and we messed with this saw more, and we got the auto luber working now. And this, I don't know if you see this rod here, not that you have to make multiple cuts the same length. You just move this to that, to your piece of steel that you need to cut. That way you can just keep moving it to that stop point and make multiple cuts the same length. And so that's, we got to cut a couple pieces 18.5 inches long, and for the loader we'll get that welded up probably today. We'll hopefully get the holes all drilled for this. Then I have to get the big holes drilled out for the spears to go through. Well, I'm just getting these holes drilled here. Got only one more to do. Well, now I'm getting the holes all drilled out for my sleeves for my spears to go in there. And I'll weld those in. And I would film more. That makes a god-awful noise when it's drilling, so nobody wants to hear that. So I got one more to drill. All the opposite side is done, but I can't drill just straight through because my bit will get into my vise down here if I try to drill straight through. So I got just one more to do, and my spears are going to be all 30 inches apart. So that'll work out good, hopefully. But these are Diablo bits, and this is 1/4 inch walled pipe, and they cut right through it. This is a 2.5 inch hole saw, and with carbide teeth, and that thing takes about a minute to cut through this 1/4 inch walled tubing. So I'm very impressed with that. I did not think it would cut through it that fast at all. These are doing great for me. I thought I'd maybe get 3-4 cuts out of each one, and I haven't dinged up any of the saw blades yet, or the blades on the bottom of this drill. So I'm very impressed. When I drilled through this bottom side, I ran this was obviously flipped over. I ran this all the way through and ran the pilot drill bit in the center through. That way I could just flip it over and make it in the same hole. I did figure out though, with these hole saws, that you need a lot of oil to cut through this steel. They don't cut for nothing if you don't have oil. Piece of steel this big, it can't clear the debris or the shavings. It won't clear all the shavings out of his teeth. So if you lift it up, the shavings come out and the oil helps work those shavings out as well. And I realized I could have burnt these holes out with a torch, which is doable easily. But whenever I try to cut a round hole with a torch, it never comes out as perfectly round as I would like. My hand ain't steady enough or what. And I really wanted a nice clean hole, so that's why I went with the hole saws, because it just makes it that much easier to clean, makes it that much easier to weld. So that's why we went this route instead of burning it out. I could use a plasma cutter too, but still, it's hard to make a perfectly round hole with a torch or plasma cutter, anything really. I got my steel up on the table here. I'll only be able to weld 3 of these in at once because my table's not long enough to do this 4th one. And I put 1-inch rods underneath to lift it up enough so I have 1 inch of this sleeve sticking through. Inch of that sleeve sticking through, so that way I have enough to weld around the bottom side of it. Alright, so we got them all welded on this side. We'll flip the piece over. Get the other side welded. Well, looks like I've hit a little snag here. This one must not have been welded on perfectly straight up and down. It's straight this way, but I didn't center it this way. That's a pretty good gap there, about 1/4 inch. I can fill it, but I don't like to do that. It doesn't really hurt anything. That won't hurt anything. Just doesn't look as nice. And if I'm gonna make something, I want it to look nice, normal. But I think it's all sitting where it needs to now, so I can get everything tacked where it is, and then I'll go around and I'll weld everything up completely. I ran out of wire and gas on my welder last night, so I've only got a few more welds. Well, I screwed up a bit. I got my hitches welded on, but you might notice a slight issue here. I welded the hitches on the wrong side, and they are very welded on there. So they're all welded on there, very good. I had some very choice words to say after I did that. A lot of beeping, so I didn't film any of that. That'd have been a lot of editing out of words. So, how this happened is both ends of these are tapered. Well, this end is tapered a lot more. So I just looked at this, see there was a little bit of taper there, not thinking about it, and got to welding these on. So I got them all welded on there, real nice. And they're welded on this side too, otherwise I would cut them off, but I would have to remake these. So now I'm thinking I'm just gonna cut these out and then turn them around and put them back in the other way. But I was almost all done with this. That was the last thing I had to weld on, and I screwed it up. Dang it. So we'll try to fix this little issue. Got my sweet glasses on for cutting. I thought about using a handheld bandsaw, but I can't get it in there like how I want. I have a plasma cutter somewhere back here. But I think this is going to be too thick for what my plasma cutter will want to do. I'm just going to try to blow out these bushings, or sleeves, whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to get a torch, try that, but I never have a whole lot of luck with the torch. So this will probably go terribly. I should let my dad do this. He's better at using a torch. And if the GoPro or the video just dies, it's because the spark went on the GoPro, and they don't like that. Figured that out already. They don't like hot stuff. Well, it's a couple days, I think I filmed a little bit yesterday, whatever. I got all my bushings cut out, and I have the new ones just sitting in there. And we're gonna triple check if they're in there the right way before we weld these in, because that was miserable to cut those out. Yeah, I had to use a torch and cut around them. And then needs a grinder. So we'll get all these welded in, and I got my ball. This will have a gooseneck ball on top, so I can hitch up to the gooseneck trailers with a 3-point, pull them around the field. So if I'm doing fields that are close by, I don't have to drive my truck around. I can just have the tractor take it wherever I want to go. So that will be nice. But I had to grind down the side of the ball just a little bit here to get it to fit in this tube, because there was like a little burr in here. But yeah, I mean, you can see all my pieces here, cutting them out. They went swell. So many pieces. So much slag on the ground now. But now I'm going to try to get all these at least tacked in straight. So I got to load a couple hundred bales of hay here. Then I'll come back and weld them all the way up. And then this ball, I'm going to drill a hole in here so I can get the ball in and out easy. So I'll get a hole drilled so I can just put a pin through, or bolt, or whatever. And that'll be it, besides painting. And it's a little too cold to paint anyway, so I probably won't be doing that today. Whatever. Well, I didn't film a lot of the end part, but it's done. I got this gooseneck ball mounted in there. Just drilled a hole through there. And so we'll be able to pull the gooseneck trailer with it as well. And it's all done. Well, I forgot that I'm also making a spear for the front of the tractor to be able to handle 2 bales in the front. So it goes on this tractor. It's been on there, I just took it off. I'm just gonna add a piece of tubing on the end, on either end, and put a spear in them. So this will be pretty simple. But then we'll be able to handle 4 bales at a time with this tractor out of the field. So that should significantly speed up picking up bales, because you'll be able to spear 2 or put 2 bales together with a loader, and then turn around and spear them with the back spears that I made. They'll go on the 3-point, and then you'll put 2 more together and carry them on the front end, so you'll be carrying 4 at a time. So that will make it hopefully a lot faster. But I have to get these. I got those cut when I was cutting all that other steel, and we'll get it all measured out, and then get the holes cut for the bushings, and then we're going to really check before we weld them on that they're on the right way, because I'm not cutting them off again. So that's what we're going to do now. Well, just got my camera here and I realized I hadn't been filming the whole time. I thought I was. I'm done with it now. I just cut holes in here and welded these bushings in, and welded this 3x3 onto the side of my existing single spear, bale spear. So now I'll be able to handle 2 bales at once pretty easily. Sorry I didn't really film any of it. I thought I was, but my camera must have been off. So I'm gonna tighten these spears up because the bolts are just started there. These are a little bit shorter spears. That's a 49-inch. These are 39-inch spears, and the ones on the 3-point are 39-inch spears as well. That's what I have in my telehandler, and they work good. So I figured they work on there, they'll work for this. And I'll get this hopefully back on the loader by myself. It's a lot heavier now. And there, it's on the tractor. That should work nice. Well, I tried it out and it works. It's not painted yet, but yeah. Other than my 3-point, we didn't want to lift the trailer when that, didn't want to lift the dump trailer very good. But the oil's real cold. It's very cold out, and like almost like blizzard conditions. Got snow all in my beard, but yeah, it's not very nice out. But I wanted to try it, and this spear worked real good. It's too dark for me to videotape it for you guys, but seems to work good so far. Nice. Yeah. This thing is very heavy. And I realized that with the 3-point all the way down, it still doesn't touch the ground. So you have to lift up part of it to get it hitched up on the tractor, which is not ideal. It's pretty heavy, but it works. I set up 2 bales with a loader and then turned around and speared them with the 3-point, and it worked good. I can carry 4 bales at once. This is all of our bale spear making for the year, hopefully. And all right, see you everybody. Thanks for watching.